Time for your random fact of the day. Do you know what IKEA stands for? Well, it's just an acronym. The founder's name was Ingvar Kamprad. That's the I and the K. The E, Taint'd, was the farm that he grew up on, and he was in a village called Agunjardir. Together, that makes IKEA. He apparently was dyslexic, and it helped with being able to keep track of his products. He also was a part of the Swedish movement in World War II called the Swedish Nazi Party. Bit awkward, mate.
Who's a fat boy?
Podcast Fat Boy.
Oh, hello. I'm just running through the crowd like the Joker. Not that Joker. I'm talking about the most recent Joker. Yeah, I went and saw that movie by myself. I'm an adult white man who went to see the Joker by himself. That's, I guess, never a good sign. That's not what you want to do, okay? No one was sitting near me. I was wearing an army jacket too. Not good. What am I thinking here? You can't just go see this movie that's been talked about as being propaganda for incels. Fucking incels. As if that fucking guy who, you know, drove through and killed all those people in Toronto is trying to plead insanity or whatever. Get fucked, buddy. Get fucked right up. But I did see Joker. Let's not get too far from that. I thought his performance was great. I thought the movie as a whole was not great. And I don't know what the hell Robert De Niro was doing in it. My favorite part, I think, is when Mark Maron made some weird small cameo and he looked pissed off. He looked like all the stories you heard about that movie about Joaquin Phoenix being, you know, method acting, coming late to set, being a bit of an asshole like Jared Leto. You could see it on Mark Maron's face, which I mean is his resting Mark Maron face. But I really thought of that when I saw him come on with Robert De Niro. So weird. You know, but Robert De Niro, you know what? I haven't seen The Irishman yet. I'm kind of sad about it. I do want to go see it. I'm not going to go see it, but by going to see it, I'm going to go see it in my goddamn room. It's on Netflix, folks. You don't have to go to the theater. Although it did have a small release, so he can be up for Oscars, because it will be nominated for everything. It's kind of like a goodbye to those actors, man. They're old. That's what makes me sad about it, you know? They're old, man. Like Joe Pesci hasn't acted in like 15 years. Old. But the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, the thing that pissed me off the most, and you know how I always got to bring this back to fitness, because this is Podcast Fat Boy. This is a fitness weight loss podcast. Coming up on 6 years, I'm still nowhere near my goal, nowhere near, but I'm getting there because I'm working out like a friggin' maniac. But the fucking Joaquin in this movie, I don't know if you know anything about Joaquin Phoenix. A little trivia: he's the brother of River Phoenix, who died tragically of a drug overdose in 1993. Another trivia is he's a vegan. Staunch vegan, doesn't wear the leather, you know, he's full on doesn't deal with that. And the third thing I'll tell you is that he is a chronic chain smoker. He smokes cigs like they're going out of style, and he smokes them in this movie, and you know that's his brand. You know he got his brand into that movie. Probably put it in a different package. I don't know if that was the real cigarette, but he's definitely hacking darts on screen. And apparently River Phoenix too was the same way. He was a vegan and he was also a chain smoker and I guess a drug addict. But what pissed me off about it is that I'm getting real tired. I'm working so hard on my cardio, and then he's running in this whole movie. A big part of this movie is Joaquin Phoenix running, dancing like an idiot. And I just kept thinking, like, he's got to be, this is either a stunt double, or I don't think it was. I think it was him. He must be exhausted. Like his lungs must sound like a lawnmower trying to start. A lawnmower that doesn't have any friggin' gas or oil in it. Like how is he sprinting? Is it because he's vegan? If he was eating meat and stuff like that, he would sound shittier. Is it like it gives him a pass for the bad cardio that smokers get? But like I play against guys in my hockey league, really skilled guys, and then you come out of the rink and you see them hacking darts. I just can't believe it. I just don't know how they do it. I can't do it. I can't even be around it. We've got some more smoking stuff to talk about because, I'm sitting here. It's American Thanksgiving. My fucking shit company doesn't give me any work. So I've got lots of docs and shit to watch. Things to open my brain and question. That's what I like about docs. But before we get to any of that stuff, let's get to some fitness news. Whoa.
Fitness news.
You thought that it was like, oh, he got a new sting because he was pissed off last week about his fucking sting. No, I just pressed 2 stings at the same time. But that was a new sting mixed in with it. You'll hear that one later. So I can talk about all because I like to just branch off and go crazy. But I gotta start with fitness stuff. And why not? Why don't I talk about hockey more? It's very fitness related. It's near to me, and athletes and celebrities are the reason that we feel bad about our bodies because they exemplify the perfect makeup of a body, and being muscular and toned and whatnot. Thank you, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't think people looked at him though. I think he always looked at something otherworldly. It wasn't like I don't think a ton of people. We're flexing in the mirror trying to be Arnold Schwarzenegger because that's like extreme. That's extreme. And you needed a lot of steroids back then to do that kind of stuff. But like hockey players, they have a realistic body other than their humongous legs and ass. They, they're lean, they're strong. They're usually not, they look pretty normal. They're not too tall, whatever like that. But, big stuff going on in the hockey world right now. The Toronto Maple Leafs lost their head coach, Mike Babcock. We fired him. We just, then went on a 3-0 run with the new coach. We just lost our first game with him today to Buffalo. We will have a rematch tomorrow. You disgusting city. Nobody gives a shit about Buffalo. But it's crazy. It's like finally the NHL is being brought to the forefront with some issues that have obviously been going on for years, decades. With racism and abuse, and it's so interesting the last few years with all these movements that have been happening. It's happening in places that I never would have expected it. I would think something like this would never come to light. A coach in Calgary was being racist to a black hockey player 10 years ago, and he just lost his job. He had to resign, which is good. Because there has to be consequences for that. I don't get it. That's the thing about hockey and why you don't want to put your kids through hockey. Okay. Because you can be the coaches of 7-year-old kids are maniacs. They are going to traumatize your kids because maybe one person on that team is going to excel and get somewhere where they can play competitive hockey, but the rest are just going to have this asshole yelling at them when they're going to get that in their life enough. They're going to get a whole bunch of that. They don't need it at 7 years old. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think I'd keep my kids out of sports for the most part, or competitive. I'd like them to play, but that's if who knows. Talking about kids is terrifying, isn't it, folks? Isn't it? But shit's real. I'm married now, so fuck off. Let's move on to the next topic here. I want to talk about meal services that are becoming very popular. We just tried one called HelloFresh. Now, you know what I'm talking about? HelloFresh, Chef's Plate. These are meals that you can buy. This service they'll send you the food. They'll send you every single ingredient wrapped in little bags with very detailed instructions. This is for people that hate to cook, that hate to look at that spice rack and get creative. It makes it as easy as possible for you to cook a nice meal. And we tried the HelloFresh one. The food was very fresh. You could tell You could definitely tell. It's very expensive. I will say that $80 for 2 meals, but those 2 meals feed 4 people per meal. So that's, it's pretty decent. And like, I don't know, I think in the past I've talked like someone I used to personal train with at Good Life. His name's Nick McNaught. He's like a kind of a professional bodybuilder, like he competes and stuff. We started out training together. I didn't last long. He went on and kept in the fitness world, obviously. And he started a company called Fuel Foods. And this would, you wouldn't have to prepare anything. You would order, like a week's supply or something, and it would keep, you'd get a bunch of different little like takeout containers full of like fresh meals that you could heat up in the microwave, or you could either stir fry, whatever you want to do. And you didn't have to think about anything, right? It's like, here you go. So I remember looking at the prices for it. Now I can't confirm what the prices are because this company does not exist anymore. I've looked everywhere for it. I've tried to find, something, a Reddit. It has disappeared. It is still on his LinkedIn. It is still, can be found, like mentions of it online, but when you click on their website, it is gone. Their domain is gone. They don't even own that anymore. You can buy their domain. So I think that they just, probably couldn't they couldn't break even maybe, because it's, supplying that kind of food, that high quality kind of food, and, the clientele is probably hard. It was probably hard because you really got to expand to make these meal services work. And I'm someone that freaking hates it. I hope that Fuel Foods is not, I'm assuming they went bankrupt or something, but Chef's Plate, HelloFresh, they're going pretty strong. And that seems to be the way a lot of people are going, because people do not like to cook. And I am one of them. So I would say, $10 a meal, it works out too. That's pretty good. I'd say I'd get real serious about it if you dropped it to $6 or $7 a plate. Then we're gonna go nuts. But I don't want the quality to go down. That's the thing. You're paying for quality. Moving on to the next fitness news thing, guys. Are you freaking terrified of going to the dentist like I am? I'm finally getting over that fear. Finally getting over it. But I just read this article. Now, Mississauga is just west of Toronto. A dentist in Mississauga, if you've gone to this particular place from, I think it said 2014 till now, there's a chance that you might have been infected with hepatitis or HIV from their tools that were not sanitized properly. That is just... It's called the Alforat Dental Center, in case you are from Mississauga. It's located at 2395 Cawthra Road. I'm sure you got a call from the dentist about this, or a lawyer that's looking to do a lawsuit. If there's I think it's very important to have your teeth cleaned for your health. Death comes in through the gums, as Sarah Silverman once said on a TV show. But this is the last thing I want to worry about now is getting infected with something. My dentist, this isn't going to happen. She's freaking amazing. It's a really good place. I'd be shocked. I'd be so shocked if something like this happened there. But you just this is one of the risks that you take. And years ago that dental hygienist thought I was hilarious when I brought in a stress ball to get my teeth cleaned. Never seen that before, she said. Well, now you know why, okay? Because we don't know what the hell we're going to come out of here with. Trying to get my goddamn teeth cleaned. Oh, dear. Okay, so we got to talk about your gut. Now, I'm not talking about the one you're trying to suck in right now like I am. I'm talking about gut-friendly foods. We're talking about the microbes that are super important to your digestion. You need fiber. It passes through that intestine, and then, it just keeps everything moving. And, I think I've talked about it. I've had some issues, some gastro issues, nothing super major, but I could feel better, I think, I could be eating better foods. I shouldn't, every once in a while I buy spicy salami slices and then I just dust it. And, I think my intestines are like, that's pretty inflammatory, you asshole. So we're just going to make you feel like shit for a while. I don't do that very often, but, every once in a while I have to. I'm going to say there's two things that are really, really good for you to eat for your, your gut, your microbes that are constantly, helping you use the bathroom and whatnot. One is oatmeal. Okay. This is a doctor who's a gastroenterologist. How do you say that? Gastroenterologist. Jesus, that's tough, eh? He recommends, his name's Dr. Bolshewitz, and he doesn't bullshit you about this. So you want to make sure you're getting lots of oatmeal. Don't put sugar in it because the bad bacteria have a sweet tooth, right? And it just helps them grow. They love this sugar. But you can put blueberries or strawberries, stuff like that has fiber and natural sweetness, and add some nuts as well. And I'm telling you, you do that every day. A little cinnamon, a little ginger, boom, a little turmeric. Here we go. Next up, which is what is huge with my wife, is smoothies. Get a bunch of spinach, you throw it in the thing, and you add lots of different vegetables. You can hide them in there. You can put chia seeds and hemp seeds and walnuts and almonds, and just really, really good for your digestive tract. So yeah, that's fitness wise. I think that's pretty much all I want to talk to you about. We're going to get to another segment. I'm always going to finish with something called All That Other Shit. But first, you always need a fitness update.
Fitness update.
Oh, and we're talking about my fitness. Now, guys, I have been working out like crazy. Out, however you want to be on Thanksgiving, say them both. I've been working out pretty crazy. I have just worked seven days straight. I just got an alert on my phone. I'm currently in a competition with former guest Billy Hooch. Check out, we've got a couple of episodes that he's been on. I think episode 5, and then I think another one that's called Zombie Swamp Funk. I think that's what it's called. Check that one out. But this first one, Yo-Yo Diet Ma, it kind of went... it's a winner for us. I think we're almost at 1,000 listens. So people really like that one. Billy's a funny guy. He's had an Apple Watch for many years now, I think. But so we've entered into this competition, this fitness competition. Today is the last day, and you have to hit certain percentages every day. You can get a max of 600 points. That's as hard as you can go, and then at the end of the week, you add it up, we've got a winner. Now, I think it looks like I have already won. I don't think he can get more. I've got 3,055 points. Billy has 2,955 as I record this right now. I don't think, and I've done the math on his daily final total today, he can't get more than 3,039. So I have already beat him by about 20 points or something like that. But it has been a tough week. We both feel like shit. I think I'm exhausted. Was at the gym working real hard yesterday. I couldn't do it. I didn't do you know what I'm talking about. I haven't weighed myself in a week or so, which is fine. Don't get addicted to that scale, right? I've always said that. But I'm feeling good. I went for a forest walk today because I just can't do any more cardio, I don't think. I might do it tonight. I might just take it off because it's good. Your body does need rest. You do need a rest day. So that is where I'm at. I'm feeling good. I think the weight is coming off. I'm starting to like who I see in the mirror, and hopefully that just we keep this going. We keep this thing going. So let's get to all that other shit. Other shit. So yeah, we're talking about all kinds of things here today. I've got some weird things. Weird things have been going on, guys. I'm making great time on the pod today. You know, I don't like to talk too much, especially when I don't have a guest. I like to keep you guys, I like to keep it like a tight 22 to 24 if I can. And I feel like we are moving like shit through your digestive tract if you eat oatmeal and if you have a lot of green smoothies. One thing I want to talk about really quick, blocked callers. I'm having to, my phone is lighting up every day with telemarketers, people calling me to tell me that I'm under investigation and I have to pay them money and all this stuff, all this fake crap. And I'm constantly blocking these friggin' numbers on my phone. And I looked at the list the other day and it is super long. Like, I feel like I've hit all the numbers so much that a number called me the other day and it had a V in front of it. I don't know what the hell that means, but maybe they're running out of these numbers. Maybe I've blocked them all. Okay. I'm getting sick of it. Look, if you're listening to me now, please, it's not going to work on me. The government would never call me and tell me that there's a case pending. It's just never going to happen. Okay. So stop it, because I'll eventually start fucking with you back. And, I've seen videos of people doing that and it's not nice. It's just a lot of toxicity and I don't want to have to do it. Moving on to romaine lettuce. Guys, what the fuck is going on with romaine lettuce? We can't eat romaine anymore. Every time you go to the grocery store to get romaine, you want to make yourself a little Caesar salad. It's not there. Where the hell is it? There's all these other shits. Can't find fucking romaine lettuce. It's because it's got E. coli. And I looked into it. And you know why? That it's always getting contaminated? Because it's too close to the fucking cows and shit where they grow it. The irrigation water that they use on that lettuce is not treated. So, of course, it's going to come into contact with E. coli. And apparently washing contaminated romaine does not make it better or get rid of it. It actually spreads it around more. People that have it on their hands, aka shit, if they touch it, it gets transferred. I'm just really sad about it. It's a useless fucking leaf. All it is pretty much water that you get from it. There's nothing really good about it other than the crunch that you get on a nice Caesar salad. But let me tell you, if you have gone to the Grand Electric in Toronto, it's on the Queen West, get yourself a kale Caesar and you will not think about fucking romaine ever again. Moving on, feces. Okay, because we talked about the guy who had shit on his hands. There's a guy in Toronto that's dumping shit on people. He got caught. He's coming into the university libraries with a bucket of shit and piss, and he would just dump it on someone's head like it's that fucking show Uh-Oh. Do you remember Uh-Oh? That's for the Canadians. Uh-Oh, and they dump the fucking shit on you. That's, I guess, what is playing in his head. And we always, we have to first, hopefully, he's someone that needs help, obviously. Let's get the man some help. He's dumping shit everywhere. And he's been dubbed Pee-Pee Poo-Poo Man or Poo-Poo Pee-Pee Man. One or the other. Really don't want to mess that up because, that's disgusting. Let me tell you, pal, if you did it to me and you started giggling like the Joker after, I would fucking twist your head around like the Exorcist. It would be fantastic. You would never see the front of your body again. You'd be looking at your ass. Two more things I want to talk about. Two more things. Vaping. Goddamn vaping. I cannot believe I tried to vape and I believed that it was better for you. And I, was like, I just fully spun that lie that was given out. And I was so stupid because there's so many ways these vapes are making you sick. It's not just the juices. It's like the shit in the vapes, like the coils and stuff, they've tested it. There's like lead and fucking manganese and shit like that people are inhaling on top of the vitamin E acetate that's fucking giving everyone popcorn lung and fucking them up. I talked to someone who was very obsessed. Juan, my friend Juan, I've talked to about before. He has so many vapes, he has to go out with 4 or 5 of them. He was so addicted to them. And I called them his magic wand because that's what they were. And, they just, kids are really hooked on them now. These Juul ones, I didn't even know about the Juul. See, that was beyond me. I guess I just used the stupid ones that had the juice or whatever. But these Juul ones, all the kids use because they're small and they're a serious fucking hit of nicotine. They're like the only vape that really gives you that same like cigarette dose of nicotine. And they're very small. One little pod, it's about 20 cigarettes worth of nicotine. Crazy. Watched a doc on that. I was like, oh my God. Freaking kids are ripping Juuls, dude. Ripping Juuls. I'd be ripping Juuls in high school. Oh my God. I'd be so down with it. I would love it so much. My God. Yeah, I would definitely be vaping for sure. I'd be one of those fucking idiot kids. Be like, I only have half a lung now, but I was ripping Juuls in the bathroom. That would be me. I'm not going to run from it. You know, one thing that really freaks me out, moving on to, there's a guy in Germany and his dog licked his hand. Okay. Licked his hand, didn't bite him, gave him a lick. And he got a bacteria called Capnocytophaga canamorsis. I'm only going to say it once because I think I nailed it. And this is a bacteria that's in dogs' mouths and usually it does nothing. It's very rare to get this kind of thing. And it usually only presents itself in a dog bite. But this guy just got a licky-do, which, if you know of the dog here that I live with, Mr. Lickety Splits, that guy's a licking machine. So this guy got a dog lick and then he started getting spots that went to sepsis and they had to cut off his hands and nose and legs. And then, you guessed it, he died from a dog lick. So they're all kind of like, I don't know how that works. I just really, I know I'm pessimistic on this podcast a lot of the time, but you know what? I try not to be. I'm really working on it. But if I get something fucking dumb like that, dear God, I'm going to fucking lose it. That is just horse shit. You know what I mean? The last thing I want to talk about, I'm going to wrap it up because we are at about the 26, 27 minute mark. Okay. And I got to go pick up my wife at the train station. There's a new fad going on right now and it's called perineum sunning. Have you heard about this? God, I read this in the New York Post. Okay. So wellness diehards are essentially laying spread eagle, facing the suns. In a mere 30 seconds of sunlight on your butthole, you'll receive more energy from this electric node than you would in an entire day being outside with your clothes on, says an influencer who goes by Raw of Earth. Raw of Earth. Okay, let's listen to Raw of Earth. So yeah, I'm looking at a picture right now of a woman. She's laying on a rock and, yep, you guessed it. She's holding her toes naked and she is, I guess, tanning that taint and she's getting a little vitamin D down there. This seems insane. I can't imagine what it'd feel like to have a burn down there. Be pretty awful. I don't think you need to do that to get vitamin D. I think you can get vitamin D other ways. I think that vitamin D, when you get it from the sun, it doesn't just like stay on that patch of skin that was exposed to it. I believe it's absorbed into your blood and then moves around your body. But hey, what do I know? So, I'll leave you this. Okay. Do you believe in aliens? I don't know if I do. You hear stories. Sometimes it gets you up and you're like, wow, they're here, they're watching. So I just can't imagine an alien. He's putting on his binoculars from his little tin saucer and he looks down and there's me, naked, spread eagle, tanning my taint. You wonder why they hide. Okay. 'Cause I'd be terrified of that. They're no match for us. They're no match for us. I'd be fucking terrified if I imagine an alien doing that. It'd be fucking disgusting. They probably have like 7 taints. I don't like it. Stop it. Stop it right now. See you next week.